Hey, Jess.
Hey,
Hi. What's your name, baby?
my name's Jessica,
Jessica, where you calling me from?
Mobile, Alabama.
All new Kendra G Singles dating app is available now on iPhones and Android phones. Just go to your App Store or your Google Play Store and type in Kendra G Singles. Mobile, Alabama.
Yes,
All right. Okay. How old are you?
I'm 30.
30. Um, and what you do for a living?
I'm actually a principal at a school.
Principal. Okay. You have any children?
I do have one. She's 7.
Okay. Have you ever been married?
I have not.
Okay. And so we got Jessica. What's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Sagittarius.
Sagittarius. So we got Jessica, Mobile, Alabama, 30, Sagittarius, principal, mom to a 7-year-old.
Yes,
Never
ma'am.
married. What kind of man you looking for, girl?
I need somebody that's going to provide, that is well rounded and, everything around the house. I don't want to have to call nobody if, I got a leak, if I need my yard fixed. I just need somebody well rounded and providing in all things, and that's a follower of Jesus Christ as well.
Okay. Um, what's your deal breakers?
Oh, I can't take no mama boys.
No mama boys?
Mm-mm. No Trump supporters, and mm, that's all I can think of at the moment.
Okay. Um, should he look a certain way?
I feel like I'm over the stage of the way that people look. I'm kind of gearing towards. I like them a little ugly now,
You
just a
like them look
tad bit,
ugly?
a little ugly. I don't need everybody looking at them.
They call that medium ugly.
Medium ugly. That's it.
They call him medium ugly. Okay. Should he make a certain amount of money?
Yes, I need at minimum 6 figures.
So minimum 100K in Mobile, Alabama. That's like a millionaire, right?
Mm-hmm.
6 figures. So if he made 75K, you couldn't mess with him.
No.
Woo.
I provide a pretty luxurious lifestyle for myself and my child. So anybody coming in matching or below me, it's just not gonna work.
Okay, hear me out. Hear me out.
Okay.
But if he had 75, that would be 75K in addition to what you already have. So wouldn't that be an increase? Or you're saying you want to meet a man and you don't want to pay no more bills ever again?
The latter. Meet a man, I ain't trying to pay no more.
Was that the dynamic you have with your son's father?
No. I don't feel like that doesn't count though.
How does it not count? You have a whole child by that man.
It doesn't count. It
Well,
don't
let me
count.
say this. Okay, let me say
Okay.
this to you. Maybe to you it doesn't count, but it will count to men. Okay. So I think women, you got to understand the male's perspective. So what you're telling me is and not saying that it's not going to happen, but here's the ask. If a man doesn't make more than you, he's out, right? So if there's a man that doesn't make 6 figures, you won't even give him an opportunity, period. Now, but you had a whole child by a man who didn't make 6 figures, and now you want a 6 figure man to take care of you and your child. So you got to understand the male's mind and how he may say, well, how is that fair? Like, I have to take care of you and your kid, and I make this amount of money, which I had to work to make
Hmm.
this amount of money. That doesn't matter to you?
I don't feel like I'm asking somebody on the first date to bring a W-2 to the table. So I wouldn't
No,
say like
you're
it.
not. But you're just telling
It
me right now, if a man didn't make 6 figures, don't even reach out to you. So at the door, you're not giving a man a shot if he doesn't make more than 100K. And I think, and I'm not saying that you won't get this man, but you
mhm.
already X'd out men who basically your baby daddy couldn't even meet those requirements, and he got a baby out of you.
Right. We live and learn, but I see what you're saying.
Ooh, child, you the principal too. Let's keep going. Let's do the Kendra Cam.
I'm in my jammies because it's nighttime.
Okay. All right. Okay. Jessica, what's the age range you would date? You're 30.
I would have to say 35 to 55.
Okay. 35 to 55. Could he have kids already?
I prefer not, but one at max.
One at max? Boy, you prefer a man with no kids too?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me get this straight. He got to make 100K,
Hmm.
provide for you and your 7 year olds, and he should also not have kids.
Correct.
Why would that man do that?
I just feel like the person that's for me is going to provide for me and my child, and it's going to be about us as a unit and not anything outside of that.
Well,
Now,
yeah,
if
that
it's
was the
getting,
child's father's job to do that. That was the deal you're supposed to make with him. So now you're asking a man who never had a kid to make that deal with you, and you're saying if he
mhm.
had a kid, you wouldn't even do in return for him.
Preference wise, I wouldn't want nobody that had a child. I mean, if they got a child, okay. But preference wise, perfect, ideal, I wouldn't want nobody that had a child.
Can you explain to me why you don't want a man with a child?
I feel like that would come with too much drama.
So you wouldn't date yourself.
No.
Well, at least there you have it. There, I don't have it. At least she's aware. She doesn't want her. Opposite of her. She would not date herself. So if there's a man that's willing to date her, even though she wouldn't date herself, she wants you to date her. Do you understand how that sounds, Jessica?
Hmm.
How does that sound to you? Like literally, let's have girl talk. Let's have girl talk. Help me understand how that makes sense to you. If you literally wouldn't make the deal you're asking another person to make, how does that make sense?
If you're asking ideally what I want, it's just what I want. And if I can't get what I want, then I'll just be by
I
myself.
understand that, but still
Hmm.
help me answer this question directly. How does it make sense to ask a man to accept something that you would not accept yourself?
It's just what I want. I mean, I don't have no other answer for you.
No, you're a principal. You are educated. You don't get to a principal about being educated. That's a simple, basic answer. I want you to use your thought process right now and really answer this. We're not going to glide over this because you're intelligent. You don't become a principal without being intelligent. I'm really am trying to understand your mind. It can't just be that's what I want. How do you expect somebody to accept something that you would not accept?
Just because I am in the predicament that I am in right now, where I have a child, where the father has not done what they're supposed to do allegedly, then that doesn't mean that I can't aspire to have the perfect fairy tale life. I'm still seeking it.
So you want to live in fairy tale? Okay, okay, that's fine. So before I even get to the fairy tale, you don't think that it's unfair to require a man to take care of your child when if he had a kid, you wouldn't be willing to love on their child?
I'm not saying that I wouldn't be willing to love on their child.
But you said
Preference
that you
wise, I
prefer a
just
man with
don't,
no
I just,
kids.
correct.
So you want to have more kids.
I do.
Okay, I'm okay. Now back to fairy tale. So if this man never comes along, you're fine with just you and your child for the rest of your life.
I am.
Okay. Did I ask you your last relationship?
No, you didn't.
When was your last relationship, honey?
2 years ago.
You don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
2 years ago.
All right. So are you on a celibacy journey?
I am.
Until when?
Until my husband.
Woo! Okay. Okay. Just what I thought. Just what I thought. Just okay. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. So we have to make 100K. That's
Hmm.
our preference. If he makes less, don't even reach out. Prefers a man with no kids. Prefers a man with no kids. And he will not have sex with you until your wedding night.
Correct.
I don't think I even did this in 2025. Here's your man, Jessica. Here is him. This is the only deal. You got the first paper man of 2025.
I'll take it. I mean, ain't none of the like it.
You gonna have to take it. Give me the address because this is the closest you gonna get to the man you just told me about.
Oh
Give me.
man.
I can email it. I'll scan it in the email. Invite me to the wedding.
I'll be waiting on the email.
I think this. I think. Listen. I pray. I'm not saying. No, I am saying. If you meet a good man that's willing to love on your child, not a bum. I'm not talking about a bum. No bums. But a man that's willing to love on you and your child, and let's just say he don't make 100K. Let's say he has a child himself. Y'all, you should give that man a chance. Because I think you'll be waiting on this man to the end of time. I don't think the man you told me is end of time.
Until
Okay.
then, email me him right there.
Okay, well, there's one more question.
Okay.
Why would a guy be lucky to be with you?
I am everything that a man wants, but they've just got to come correct.
Well, okay, you gotta tell us what are the everythings a man wants?
I cook, I clean, I am a natural nurturer. Um, it's just a one stop shop. You don't have to go nowhere else.
Okay. We got some paid questions. Do you want the paid questions? Oh wait, I skipped over some things. What are three flaws you have to work on?
Ooh, being too independent. Um, mm, what else? No, you put me on the spot with that one.
You never thought about your three flaws?
No,
You're a principal?
yes,
Like you're responsible for children.
yes. I got too much other stuff to be worried about and to be worried about my flaws. I only take it one step at a time in therapy. And
Oh, you're
right
in
now
therapy.
I am, and right now we working on the one that I just said. So,
Okay.
me, yeah.
All right. So here's the paid questions. Here we go. I'm not gonna read them all, so stop sending money. Um, Wait. Someone said her baby just asked for something to drink, and she didn't acknowledge her kid.
She got a Stanley sitting right next to her. She fine.
Oh, I'm sorry. You have a daughter. I said son earlier. Okay.
It's okay.
Um, um, delusion is an all time. Delusion is an all time high, and baby, you not fine enough to be this picky. Good night.
Good night.
Um, Divine Photos. Where has living in La La Land gotten you? No man with any common sense is taking this deal. Know the difference between abstinence and celibate. You are abstinent. Um, this one said delusional AF. Have you ever dated the man of her dreams? Fairy tale. Have you ever dated the man you described?
I have.
What happened with him?
I wasn't ready.
You met a man. Okay, he made six figures.
Mhm.
He had no kids.
Correct.
He wanted to be with you and not have sex until marriage.
Correct.
When did you meet this man?
That was about 4 years ago.
You said you've been abstinent for 2 years.
Right.
So 4 years ago you wasn't abstinent.
Right.
So why did you say yes when I said he would be willing to be for sex? That wasn't your rule then.
That wasn't the same person. You in my business. The math ain't mathing.
No, your math's not mathing. You told
I know.
me
I just said you in my business. Next
I'm in
question.
your business because we're trying to. If the listen, the truth is easy to tell. So you
Okay.
said that you met this man, and your three requirements was make at least six figures, no kids, and no sex until you get married. We said, have you ever met this man? You said yes. You said 4 years ago, but you only
Mhm.
been celibate for 2 years.
Correct.
So that third requirement wasn't even there 4 years ago, according to what you told us.
Correct. Because the person that I was 4 years ago and the person that I was 2 years ago are not the same one.
Right. So therefore, the answer is you never met a man that was willing to do all three. If you're going back to that man, because
I
that was
never had sex. I never had sex with that man
how long did you date that man?
for about a year and a half.
So you dated a man for a year and a half, and never had sex with him.
Correct.
Why did you date him for a year? So, okay, you didn't have sex because you didn't like him?
I wouldn't say it wasn't because I didn't like him. I was just trying to see what else was there besides a physical connection.
Okay, but here's the deal. 4 years ago, you didn't have sex with him, but you had sex with somebody else because you said your celibacy just began 2 years ago. So as
Right.
you was dating him, you was sleeping with somebody else?
Correct, because it's called dating. We weren't in a relationship.
Yeah, because you didn't like him. This is what it comes down to. So the man that he was, I don't know what he lacked, but he made six figures, right? You're telling you.
Right.
I'm going for what you told me.
I thought you was
And
going down the list. Okay.
no, he made six figures. You're saying yes, and he had no
Correct.
kids.
Correct.
And while he was dating you for a year and a half, you was sleeping with another person.
Yes.
So the person you were sleeping with, did he not make six figures?
That's irrelevant.
It is. No, it's not. Because the point of the matter is we're about to prove that you will have sex with a man that doesn't make six figures.
It's called
You will have a
dating.
baby by a man who doesn't make six figures. But now you got these other requirements of a man that you've never met. So that guy must have didn't make six figures that you were sleeping with while the six-figure guy was dating you.
But it's called dating. You can't talk to
But okay,
multiple
it's
people while
called
you're
dating. But
dating.
I want you to understand, the first of the question is this: you lied. You never met a man that had all those three that wanted to be with you. So that's a lie.
How is that
Um,
a lie?
because you haven't described. You just said this man you was dating. He, of course, he had six figures, whatever. But you didn't like that guy because you were sleeping with somebody else. So if
Two
this guy
things
had
can be true.
all these things that you had, you didn't like him, so you didn't want to have sex with him. So you went to have sex with a guy who did not make six figures.
Okay.
Or tell me if I'm wrong. Did the guy you were sleeping with,
You
did he have
are
six?
wrong. Two. I feel
Okay,
like
okay,
two
so the
things,
guy that you were sleeping with made six figures. Made six figures.
two things can be true at the same
I'm just
time.
well, you just help me. I mean, the guy that you was sleeping with while you was dating the guy you said that had all this stuff. Did he make six figures?
Yes.
Why couldn't you be with him?
I didn't want to be with him. You can date and more than one thing can be done,
Why?
can
How
be
come in
true
the
at the
first
same
time you said
time.
it was irrelevant? Why'd you say it was irrelevant
Because
the
you
first
said
time?
asking me the same question.
No, I wasn't. I was asking about the guy that was able to have sex with you while the other guy who dated you for a year and a half couldn't.
Personal preference.
What's the address?
Send it over, Kendra.
What is the address, girl? Listen, if you got a lot of paid questions, I can't get to all these paid questions, people, but Sia Major said, um, childish, delusional, selfish. You don't get better than your child's father.
You paid $10 to send that? That's crazy.
If one of your students struck a teacher and you asked the student why he did it, would you accept I don't know for an answer?
If one of your students say that again.
I think it's a riddle. If one of your students struck a teacher and you asked the student why he did it, would you accept I don't know for an answer?
It depends. Does the child have needs?
Um, I don't know. Mr. Patrick said, this mindset is insane to me. They should call her just hilarious because I'm cracking up at the delusion. I think, let me see. Oh, wait, this one says, no. Um, all right, I think we're done with the questions. Why
Okay.
we did the why would a guy be lucky to be with you? Are you on the dating app, Jess?
I am not. My friend actually put me up to come onto your show. I didn't know you had an app.
Well, you should cut your friend out after. She set you up. She set you up. She set you up. And she set you up. But just you're gonna be a highlight. So I mean, it's pretty much everything I said they're gonna say, but it's already good. All right, download the dating app if you want. Six. So let's repeat. Over six figures. No kids is preference. I think she'll negotiate that, but the preference is no kids. And no sex until she gets married.
Correct.
Okay.
Add my
What,
friend. She's in the waiting room, the one that set me up.
what's her friend in the waiting room? I'm gonna go get her right now. What's her name?
Trees.
Treese?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna get Treese. Okay. Wait, I don't see her in the waiting room. I don't see Treese. Let me get Kyra first, because I think I told Kyra I was gonna get her next. I
Okay.
got a lot of people in the waiting room tonight, but oh, Treese. Oh no, actually she's up next. Treese? Okay, she's right there. I'll get her right now. Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. All new Kendra G Singles dating app is available now on iPhones and Android phones. Just go to your App Store or your Google Play Store and type in Kendra G Singles.